Hello, students. I welcome you to the Explain It series. Now, in this particular series, we'll try to explain just one topic at a time and a very smart video, right? Okay, so in this topic, the topic is Charvak philosophy. So, first of all, do not get confused. Many of time we will see the name as Charvak, CH, and many of times you will see name as Charvaka, right? Karwak, what we say. So, both the names are right? Okay. So, starting with first of all, Prime Minister a few years back taken some poetic jabs at Congress, and one of the jibe was related to Charvak philosophy. First, let us see that.
चारवाक कहते थे यावत जीवेत सुखम जीवेत ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत भस्मीभूतस्य देहस्य पुनरागमनम कुतः। जब तक जियो मौज करो, जियो, हाँ? जब तक जियो मौज करो। चिंता किस बात की, कर्ज करो और जी पियो। उस जमाने में संस्कार के लिए घी कहा भाई भगवत मान, नहीं तो और कुछ पीने का कहते हैं। ऋषियों ने वहां संस्कार थे तो उन्होंने घी पीने की बात कही थी। शायद आज का जमाना होता तो कुछ और पीने की चर्चा करनी पड़ती।
So, we have seen what Prime Minister has said about Charvak philosophy, and in fact, he has said that Indians have rejected the Charvak philosophy. Now, first we'll see what the Charvak philosophy is. Before that, let us understand few basic terms. So, within philosophy, there are four basic types. There are three here. First is metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics. Now, ethics part, I think you know, because in GS4 ethics, there is a unit where we have to talk about the philosophical dimension of ethics, right? So here, what two things we need to understand: metaphysics and epistemology. What is metaphysics? Metaphysics deal with the idea that what is real, what is reality, okay? And epistemology is concerned with how we know reality, okay? How we know the reality, what is the real knowledge. That is the simple idea, okay? So metaphysics, many of the philosopher will say in metaphysics, what is the reality? Some will say, okay, the Brahma is the reality, right? For example, God is reality. God is a supreme reality, right? Some philosopher, for example, Charvak will say, no, there is no God, there is no Brahma, there is only what we can see, that is reality, right? Only the four particles of the universe are the reality. So this is metaphysics, that what is real. It goes beyond physics, so beyond physics, right? What is the reality? Then epistemology, if you talk about epistemology, how to get to know about that reality. For example, many philosophers will say, those who believe in the idea of Veda, they will say, okay, whatever is written in the Veda is the true knowledge, okay? Those who say that Vedas, whatever is written in Vedas is the true knowledge, they are the orthodox school of Indian philosophy. Those who do not agree that Veda is a true source of the knowledge, they are the heterodox school. So within the heterodox school, what are the schools come? Charvaka, Buddhism, and Jainism, right? So today we're going to read Charvak, right? Some of the people, for example, Charvak will say only the perception is the true source of knowledge. So what we can see is true, what we cannot see is not true. So this is epistemology. Now coming to Charvak. So first we'll see some basic things. Charvak is also known as the Lokayat philosophy. Lokayat means the philosophy which is related to the common people, which talks about Lok, that is this earth, right? Which does not talk about what is beyond the earth. For example, which does not talk about God or heaven, health, like that. So this is why it is also known as the Lokayat philosophy, right? The foundation of the school is a bit controversial. However, for our general purpose, Brihaspati is said to be he is said to lead the foundation stone of this school. However, many people say that there were a group of Charvak saints. Everybody do not understand who is Charvak. Charvak word itself is very controversial. Some people say that he was a person, or some people say they were a group of saints who started this philosophy or propagated this philosophy. Some say Brahaspati laid the foundation stone. So like that, first we need to, for general purposes, general understanding, Brahaspati laid the foundation of this school, right? They are the materialist philosophy. We'll see why, right? So for that, we need to understand the basic concept in Charvak, that, as I discussed, that perception is the only source of the valid knowledge. What we can perceive is true, what we cannot perceive is not the real knowledge. Hence, when they say that perception is the true source of knowledge, will they consider ether as one of the five essential elements? They will say no. Akash, that is, they'll say Akash is nothing. They consider only four realities which they can feel, they can see. Okay, perception does not mean only see. Perception can also be done by ears, right? Smelling is also a perception. So perception is not only seeing, it goes beyond it. Perception by all our five senses, right? So fire, earth, water and air are the fundamental elements, and this is what universe is made up of. Now you can take it from here. When they say only the perception, what we can perceive is the true knowledge, then will they, from there their metaphysics will go. Their metaphysics will run from that. Their ethics will run from that, from this idea, right? So when they say only the things we can experience, we can sense is the true things, then all the other the metaphysical identities such as God, heaven, health and all are not there, right? So they do not believe in heaven, they do not believe in hell, they do not believe in law of karma, right? They cannot see law of karma working. They say, okay, today is sun rises at east today, okay, it will rise in east tomorrow. Then I'll say, okay, sun rises. I cannot proclaim that sun rises in the east every day, because I have not perceived that sun rises in the east tomorrow also. Getting my point? They say, okay, if it rises in the east tomorrow, then okay, sun rises in the east on that day. For the future, I cannot tell you. Getting my point? Now, one key point with respect to Charvak, what we need to remember, how the world is made. So they say these four particles are there, right? These four particles have the innate tendency. It is in their nature to combine. It is in their nature to combine. Okay. So by their combination, they made the world. Getting my point? So they say they believe in naturalism or Swabhavad, that it is in their nature to combine with each other, right? So this is how the universe is made. It is in their nature and the law inherent in them that combines together to form this world. Hence, you can see how the word is formed. Word formation is very mechanistic. Word formation is not spiritualistic. Okay. Spiritualistic, for example, many of the philosophy will see, there will be written that the world has been formed with the objective of getting liberation. Right? Samkhya philosophy, yoga philosophy, Nyaya Vaisheshik philosophy. They will talk about, okay, God has created the world with a conscious vision, that God has created the world so that people can get moksha, like that. But they say, no, there is nothing like that. It's a very mechanistic thing, right? There is no conscious purpose behind the world's creation. World is created, there is no conscious person, there is no spiritual meaning behind the world's creation. And it's just a mechanical combination of the elements. Okay? So, obviously, they give a complete disregard of any world beyond it. Right? They say there is no need to do anything to achieve salvation. What is this salvation? Among the four Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kam and Moksha. They will say there is no need, no Moksha, there is no Dharma. Only two things are important. Artha means earn money. Even not earn money, take debt and die. No one is going to ask you. Then Kam, have sex, have pleasure. Sex of pleasure in sense of not only sensual pleasure but different types of pleasure. Right? So one of the main document, one of the documents of Kama Sutra is one of the, it's said to be one of the Charvaka, inspired from the Charvaka's philosophy. In fact, it is said that the Kama Sutra was written from Charvaka's, Vatsayan has written Kama Sutra from the Charvak's inspiration. The Charvaka philosophy is underlying the Kama Sutra document. Okay, right. Then they will say that these Brahmans, which say that themselves that are Brahmans, mean today's Brahman in that time, they say they manufacture false ritual to deceive people. They say they are deceiving people. These Brahmans are the deceiving people, and they deceive people and they take money out of them and they do their own business. So he was very critical against the Brahmins because he does not believe in the idea of God, and those who are doing business in the idea of God, obviously he will be against those, right? So what he was after, then what we should do? He believed that we should do the acts which gives us pleasure and avoid which gives us pain, right? So what we used to do, what we should do, indulge in sensual pleasure and all the earthly good. So we should be materialistic in our tendency. We should always crave for the material being, material things. We should not, he say that why we should, he gave example of conch shell and gold. He said that gold, which is to be for example, someone who does all the abstinence from the material thing is promised gold in the heaven. Moksha is like a gold, right? That you will get spiritual peace in the moksha. So he said, you are promised gold in the moksha, which we do not know, we cannot see. So we don't leave this conch shell. We should not leave the material benefits we are getting in this world for the hope that in the moksha we will get the gold or we will get the spiritual peace. He said that's not gonna happen, or we do not know that. So why do you leave the earthly pleasure? You enjoy all the earthly pleasure. Okay, so eat, drink and make merry, and that is the one of the most important idea of Charvak philosophy. Okay, he says that death is the end of, after that nothing is there. That is the end of life. There is no after birth, there is nothing. And if the death is the end of the life, then enjoy everything till your death, right? Take dates, eat ghee, something. So let's summarize very quickly. So we started with epistemology for Charvak, that perception is the only source of valid praman. From there, his metaphysics, that no heaven and hell, no law of karma, right? No God, all Brahmins are shrewd. Then his philosophy becomes mechanistic, materialistic. Remember these two words, Swabhavad and mechanistic word is given. What name is given to mechanistic? Yadrechvad. Okay. So if the question comes Yadrechvad, so it is associated with the Charvaka philosophy. Remember the Yadrechvad, Swabhavad, even the philosophy of accidentalism. Philosophy of accidentalism is also associated with the Charvak. For example, he says these four elements accidentally combine and make the world. There is no conscious purpose behind it. So all these terms are associated with the Charvak philosophy. As many of the questions has already been Buddhist Jainism, so I expect that many of the questions in the future in this exam or the next coming exams, the questions can be asked on the Charvaka and other Indian philosophy, the core orthodox Indian philosophy, right? Then ethics. What will be the ethics as I discussed? So do what maximizes one pleasure and reduces one's pain, and that's it. That should be what we should do. Okay, so this is Charvak philosophy. Let us see one question also. In very old time question was asked, live long as you live. Live well even by borrowings. For one cremated there is no return. So one cremated there is no return. So even live well by borrowings. So this rejection of afterlife is a aphorism of which philosophy? Obviously Charvaka, right? So this is the Charvak philosophy. In very brief we discussed it. So this is how we're going to operate in our sprint series. We'll try to upload one video per week. Let's see how frequency goes. And we'll see you in the other class, right? On the other classes are going on. Our compilation series is going on, in which we are compiling the ministry-wise series. Our current affair prime focus is on current affair series to finish it as quickly as possible. Then our impetus series is also going on, giving you additional content from the static perspective, right? See you in the next session. Bye-bye, everyone.